What I'm going to do is wait till I get a few guys on here. I've got two cameras running because basically this is going to be my update video too for the month of July. I'll start that camera too. Murray. Guys, okay, I need to answer a question here. Murray Williams, good friend of mine, just right before I got on was asking me a question, and I was just now coming on and I wanted to answer that question for him. Murray has a bat that he said got it, and it was hot out of the wrapper. I mean, he was swinging it, got 300 swings on it from what I can remember. Murray, I see you're watching. And then he asked me, all of a sudden the bat just went dead. No cracks on it, started making a sound he's never heard before. And it was the Big Daddy, I think, right, Murray, that he was talking about. And what happens with, okay, let me explain to you Murray. Murray's 6'10", 350 pounds. Murray, he's not really that big, but he's a big guy. 6'5", 6'4", Murray, something like that. He can swing a bat. So Murray is one of those guys where it's hard to pick a bat out for him. He needs a thicker barrel bat. He needs a bat with big mass on the end, get more distance. He creates it for his age. He's probably one of the top hitters that I know distance wise. He gets in a lot of these home run hitting contests, and he puts in work. He works all the time. He's in his, I don't want to mess it up, Murray. What are you, 67, 68, 68, something like that? 250 my ass. You're not no 250. But you do, I seen your video. I seen your picture. You do look good. But Murray, and we talked about this before in the past because we had this conversation. We've hit together. You need a bat that has a tough barrel. You need a bat that has that 90, 100 mile an hour bat speed that is up there. I actually think the bat that you have is not stiff enough barrel for you. I think you need something that's a little bit more stiffer on there. I think the balance points are great because it's a short porch, and the short porch always loads their hand weight kind of low and their end weight kind of high. So I think the balance points are great for you for distance, but what's going to happen is, and you say the barrel's pristine. You said the barrel has no marks on it. What's happening to that bat? It's imploding from the inside. So you're compressing that wall on that bat where the inside is cracking and it's imploding. But believe it or not, if you take that bat and you give that bat to somebody that's under that 75 mile an hour, 60 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour, they would still benefit from it because it's already going for you. It's not going to last that long. So don't hit it anymore. Give it to somebody that has that 40, 50, 60 mile an hour bat speed. There are guys in the 65, 70-year-old guys, they would get better performance because what's happening is, the reason you say it's dead, right? The reason you say that bat is dead is because it's imploding. Your bat speed is way too fast to recoil, to have that barrel recoil for you, right? So it's actually when the ball hits it, it's not trampolining fast enough because the fibers are just so shredded and it are underneath it or on the inside of it, right? So what you're doing is all the fibers on the inside of that barrel, if you would actually cut it open and you run your hand in there, you would actually get splinters because the inside is imploding. That's what I talk about when I talk about imploding on the bat. So that's what's happening. Murray, I need to bring some bats to you. I've got a ton that I'm going to show you right now. And you actually called me last week and talked to me about this, and me and you need to get together and talk about what bat is good for you. You need a harder barrel bat because you have weight transfer too. It's just not, like I talk to guys too, it's just not bat speed. You can have 100 mile an hour bat speed and be, 90 pounds. And you're going to benefit a little bit more because you got that 250 pound moving from point A to point B. So that, and then you have torque, so that actually adds into everything too. Like I said a long time ago, guys, well, how long ago? 2009 is when I started doing this, and I'm gonna start doing these videos every Friday night. And the reason, and Murray, I'll get a hold of you tomorrow and we'll talk more about this, but it was kind of funny that you text me right when I was getting on Facebook. And I actually have two cameras here going, guys, too. I've got this one going. That's going to be on my update video. Then I have this one here. I think I have JBI coming on after me. I've seen him come up there. I'm going to try to get off before he comes on. And then I think Leroy's going to get in there too. So what I want to do on these Friday nights is I want to get in before them, because they're from California, the coast. So, you know, I stay up late at night and I watch their videos. I watch Leroy coming in, the little Mexican, and then I watch JBI after that. So I wanted to get in before them and basically not cock block them on what they're talking about, but basically just talk about bats and the new bats that are coming out. Let me tell you the reason I wanted to do this, and I've been thinking about doing this for a while, is this. For one, I talk too much when I get on a subject that I like. And there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a ton of misinformation out there. And what I want to do is I want to keep you guys informed. A lot of my followers that are watching, I want to keep you guys informed on the way I think about bats, okay? And I said this in one of my videos too, guys, is I'm not out here to change your mind. I'm just giving you a different perspective on what's going on. And the reason that I wanted to do this, you know, a different way of looking at things outside the box, because I've always thought outside the box whenever I thought about things, right? And I overanalyze, I reanalyze it, and then I go back and I test it, right? Because back in the day, I used to cut shit open, test it out, weigh it different, go out and test it out. So basically the reason that I wanted to start doing this, guys, is because I wanted to keep you guys informed. I got a bunch of stuff coming out, and I was talking to Charlie Mueller. Charlie Mueller's out there, you know this. I kind of got in touch with Charlie Mueller the other day, and I was talking to him about, have you ever thought about just retiring softball and just doing this, you know, just doing the bat reviews, because it's getting bigger. We are getting bigger, you know. A lot of things that we do when we go out and talk to you guys, you know, and y'all come up to us and, you know, talk to us. Hey, thanks. Even if it's like I was talking to the guys the other day on behind the scenes and stuff, even if it's a pat on the back and, hey, thanks for what you guys do. That's what we do this for, man. We do it for that, because we're helping people out. We're helping people make decisions. And what I was talking to the guys about the other day, last Tuesday when we were hitting, was doing a lot more of these podcasts on Friday nights right before Leroy and JBI get up there and do theirs, and have a group of bringing awareness to senior softball, because that's where my passion is, right? It's not with the kids, because here's the deal with the kids, guys. The kids can swing anything. You put anything in the kid's hand, they're going to swing it. You know, I've even heard the saying is, hey, it's a senior bat, you know, just swing it. Or, hey, you know, everybody should be able to hit with it. Well, you know, that kid needs to come back to me whenever he's 65 and his bat speed's 60 miles an hour, and try to talk to me about that bullshit, because his whole mind is going to change. Because when your bat speed diminishes, it's different, guys. And you guys know that, because different bats for different bat speeds, different flexes, different balance points. And I've said this from the beginning. If you guys remember when I first put my channel up, my website up, I said on there, it's all a formula. You know, it's not what feels good in your hands, because a lot of bats can feel good. And I kept saying this all the time. It's not what feels good in your hands, because there's bats that feel good in your hands that could have a harder barrel. There's bats that feel good in your hands. If you have that high bat speed, that has a soft barrel that you're not going to get any performance out of it. And I've been preaching this for years, guys. The one thing I like, and I'm going to be marking off shit here because I am like all over the page, is this. The reason that I've been doing this, and I'm starting to get into a lot of podcasts now. We're going to start doing podcasts on our hitting. That way it's live and you guys can see the reactions that we're having. What I think is happening, and I'm talking to the guys, is this. These Friday night videos that I put up, it's going to keep you informed quicker than what I can put out my other videos right on YouTube. If you guys have not joined YouTube, go to YouTube and join my YouTube channel. Hit the bell and you get a ding every time I put one up. But what the deal is, I have, and you're going to see them, I have so many bats coming out and there's more coming. There is guys, you don't even have a clue on what's coming down and what's changing, right? I'll get to it at the end of the video like I usually do on my update videos. And I think once, you know, with that kind of change, I have to change, right? I got to keep you guys informed quicker. So we're going to doing Facebook or YouTube live whenever we're doing our hitting videos, you know, at the ballpark. And then we're going to turn around and on Fridays, I'm going to give you guys update on what's going on because a lot of you guys are texting me. I don't even have an extra phone. A lot of you guys are texting me and asking me, hey, how did that bat feel? When on Friday nights, I can tell you how the bat felt. You know, hey, this is the direction we're going in. You guys are under that 75 mile an hour. You know, are you guys above that 75 mile an hour? You might want to go in this direction because it's turning, guys. And I've been preaching this, guys, for 14 years now. And finally, you're going to see in a minute, finally it's catching on. Okay. It's starting. There's a movement going on. And I said this in the previous 2 months. Everybody's getting on. My minions are getting, you remember the minions, right? My minions are getting bigger. They're getting larger because we are taking this in a direction outside the box that I don't think anybody has gone to. And I can see by the new bat companies that are coming up, and I'm going to talk about them in a minute, the new bat companies that are coming out. And to get back to the misinformation, I think, I'm looking at something right here and I don't want to go in that direction. I've heard so much crap and I do read. Here's the deal about me too. I've got, you know, when I'm not cutting up videos, what I usually do is when I'm downloading a 2 hour, like we hit the other day for 3 hours. So what I usually do during that 3 hours cutting up that video is I'll relax, I'll get back and I'll get on the computer and I'll start just reading comments. And I don't reply to the comments because I told you guys in the beginning I wasn't going to reply in the comments because I would rather do a video. That way you get one-on-one with me, right? You don't get hearsay or what did I see the other day? Here it is. From a reliable source. I heard that one too. From a reliable source. One thing you will get from me guys is I won't come up and tell you, you know, hearsay shit. Usually I'll find out, or I really don't care to find out, and I'll do my own testing on my own, and then I'll come up with my own theory is the way I do this. But the reason to get back to the reason that I started doing videos on all this is because you can always go back and listen to what I said 13 years ago. Okay. There are some things going on right now that are changing that I was talking about 14 years ago. Blake was talking about 14 years ago. That's happening now. And behind the scenes, if you guys watch behind the scenes, because you can gain so much knowledge. When we talk about a bat, you know, it makes that sound whenever we thump it, doesn't sound like a tuning fork. That's stuff that we've said years ago. You know, it has to sound like a tuning fork. It can have absorbed energy. Guys, and here's the deal. It's just not that. Oh, this is the deal too. Back when we were, and I can remember this and I can relate to this because I was that guy that had that power back in the day, right? I can pick up anything that was in front of me when it was aluminum up to a point. I can pick up anything that I had back in the day was aluminum, and I can hit them over a 300-foot fence, okay? Because I was strong. You see, I tried not to say that word. So I was strong back in the day, and I can do that. So whenever I see these 40-year-old guys get on there and these 35-year-old guys get on there and they start talking their opinion, or these pros get on there and they start talking about their opinion, it's like in one ear and out the other, because I don't give a shit about their opinion. I'm not saying anything bad about them guys, but they are cock strong. Okay, anything in their hands could be. I did a video on this about Bubba. You put anything in Bubba's hands, 6'4", 6'5", 6'4" 3/4", he says. 250 pounds now, he's lost weight. Might be 245 now. 245 pounds, right? You put anything in that guy's hands, leverage, arm length, he can hit it a mile, okay? So when you start getting older, those are the guys that I concentrate on. I concentrate on the older guys that still want to hit the ball hard, that want to add a few more years onto their softball career, their senior softball career. So when I started doing this, what I started doing is talking about my opinion about things, right? And I got my ass handed to me back in the day, but I kept doing it. If you notice that a lot of guys that used to do reviews aren't doing them anymore, and me and Bubba started talking about this the other day, and when Bubba calls me up, he called me earlier, and Bubba calls me up and he starts talking about, do you notice that a lot of the bat review guys have just fell off? They just don't do it anymore. Because for one, this shit's hard. This shit's hard. You've got to have enough swings under your belt to determine on what bat is better than the other one. Like, I got questioned about the black OG. Now, how many of the new guys coming out right now that are seniors have swung that black OG? I have. Remember the old Combat Mike Masenko, the yellow one? I swung that bat. So I can give you my opinion on that bat. I can give you my opinion on the bats from 2008, 2005. I can give you my opinion because I swung those bats later on when I first started playing senior ball. In 2009, I started doing this. The reason I started doing this is because a lot of guys were taking advantage of seniors that didn't have that income, and they were selling them bullshit and they were lying to them. So that's the reason that I started doing this. And I record everything. I record conversations between me and other people, right? Because I always cover my ass when it comes to this. And another thing too, guys, if there ever comes an argument, because no, I was talking about that 5 years ago. I was talking about that. You can go back 5 years ago, pull up YouTube, and you can see me talking about it. That's the reason that I first started doing this, and there's the reason why I do it. What it's turned into, and I want to talk about this, what this senior softball has turned into, not talking about the kids, not talking about the 40, 45-year-old guys, because like I said, y'all guys just need to grab any hard barrel bat with an end load. Okay, or if you like swinging balanced bats, grab a hard barrel bat with a balanced feel to it and use that one. But once you get to that 75 minus mile an hour guys, a lot of you seniors out there are that. And a lot of you seniors out there want to pick a bat, because what's happening is that wasn't a lot of seniors would pick up that bat. And I said this in my last video, is a lot of in my top 10, that's how come I separated them. I even separated the balanced ones too. And then I have a girls section too in the middle. And then I have the hard barrel, soft barrel, okay, minus plus on your end loads. Then I got your, I've got your balanced bats, which is hard barrel, soft barrel, because I think they need it too. What's happening now, and I said this years ago, is balance points. What's happening is a lot of bat companies, I'm not going to call them out. I keep saying that in videos. I'm not going to call bat companies out for a lot of, and I don't know if it's quality, quality control, whatever they're doing, who's actually giving them the numbers to do this is, you know, if you go out and buy this bat, I got to pull them up here. Sorry. You go out and buy this bat, and this is a 26.5, and you go out and buy this 27.5 because you want to move up in weight because this one's too light for you. Your balance points are totally different. Well, that's what I found out when I first started doing this, is a lot of companies, and if you guys watch my videos, a lot of the companies out there don't understand to go up in half-ounce increments to get to that 1 ounce, right? So if we're going to go up an ounce, go in half an ounce here and a half an ounce there. I don't know if they just don't give a shit or they just don't want to put in the time. And I'm not calling a bat company out. I'm calling a manufacturer out. They got people who do it in China because most of this shit is done in China. I don't know if anyone actually does bats in the United States anymore. They're all done in China. Guys, 2009, I was doing this. As of today, 6,547,000 views I've gotten. I want to thank you guys for doing that for me. 6 million views. That's just hard to believe. I've been doing this for that long. But what I was talking about with Bubba the other day about longevity, on the guys that get out there and do this stuff, you know, stay at it, stay doing it. Don't get discouraged. Keep putting out the videos. I'll share them for you on my my Facebook page, that is Senior Softball Bat Reviews. Just, you know, copy me on everything that you do. Share it with me on everything that you do. That way it promotes guys like us that do these reviews, that gets out all this information. And your opinion might be different than mine. I really don't care. It's just an opinion. It's another thing too. It's just an opinion on what we're doing. There is changes that are coming, and that's in a lot of things that are coming out. And I'm reading all of this stuff. Let me talk about shaving real quick. And I always talk about this on all my videos. Everybody watching this video knows somebody that actually shaves bats, right? I know people who shave bats. I played with people who shave bats. It's getting worse. It's gotten worse with women shaving too. It's gotten where there was something said on YouTube, on the Facebook, where guys were joking about it, you know, and that's something that I wouldn't be proud of if I shaved my shit. Definitely wouldn't be joking about it that I did that shit. There's something that has to be done, and I sure hope that nobody gets hurt. And then all of a sudden, oh, let's do something about this. And you know what they're going to do, right? If somebody gets hurt seriously, they're going to slide a cage out there, you know, a net out there. They're going to slide that out there, and okay, that's it. SSUSA, boom, there you go. SSUSA, you're going to have to start using it. Everybody's going to have to start using it. You know, you're not going to go to the problem at the beginning where it's about the money, because if you go to these guys, it's going to be about money. And I would pay the extra $5 for the chip. And I think that's the way to go. If you go to a chip, put a chip in the end of it. Umpire just scans it, grabs the bat. You know, okay, it's good to go. You can run it. But here's another thing too that I want to inform you guys about. The number one excuse. I got a lot of bats here, guys. The number one excuse for somebody getting busted for shaving, it's not mine, I borrowed it. Have you heard that one? I've heard it. I've heard it a shit ton of times. It's not mine. I borrowed it. Mine cracked the other day and I borrowed it. How many of you guys out there have played upper class ball, right? And borrowed a bat before you went to Worlds? And I'm sure there's a few of you guys going to jump on here. Well, I did it. I'm talking about the majority. I'm talking about percentages. I'm not talking about absolutes. I'm talking about percentages. How many of you guys would borrow a bat going to Worlds or going to a big tournament and not knowing? And not knowing. And what about the guy that allegedly lent it to you, knowing it's shaved? That is the biggest bullshit excuse, in my opinion, that I have heard. Because guys, I played ball for a long time. I don't remember ever borrowing a bat. I tried like hell to get the one that I had as backup get broken in before I went. Never once did I borrow a bat. And when you get, here's the deal too, when you get to these guys that are in these big tournaments, conference, whatever conference or whatever major plus, their bat is their baby, right? Their bat is their baby. Most of the guys, the percentages, again, I'm not going into absolutes. I'm not calling everybody, this is your baby. The majority of the guys out there, their bat's their baby, right? They have a backup. They got a backup, right? They crack this one, they go to that one. They know their shit. So that bullshit excuse about, it's not mine, I borrowed it, that's bullshit. Okay, I'm gonna get off that one. I'm gonna get off the shaving one. I've done my shaving part and I keep on doing that every month. But unless somebody, and I hope it doesn't happen, guys, unless somebody gets really hurt, ain't shit gonna be done about it. You know, I kind of like what Jason Torres is doing. Guys, I got a video coming out, and I think you guys need to watch this, especially to my brothers that are next door and they hit with us. They hit next door to us. They don't hit with us because we hit on this one field, and then on the next field they're actually hitting over there. How long am I getting? 33 minutes. So they're next door, they're hitting, and they're taking 10 cuts, right? And then they're gonna take another 10 cuts, and then that's it, they're done, right? And I see this a lot with seniors, okay? You're out there, you're taking 10 cuts. And guys, the first thing that I would do before I start talking about this is the first thing that I would do when I'm first talking about every senior that's watching my shit right now, every senior that's watching me right now needs to go see a doctor, get checked out, get his heart checked out, make sure everything's functional, make sure that he's in great health. I do it, guys. I've posted videos of me doing it. I go get my heart checked. I've got an appointment with my urologist on Wednesday of next week. So that's my yearly appointment with my urologist. I get everything checked out. But because I do all this video and I cut all this video up, one round of BP taken 10 swings. One round takes 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Okay? One round to hit 10 balls. Okay? I should have said that first. To hit 10 balls takes 2 minutes and 15 seconds. All right. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. With 20 balls, and that's it. They're done. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. That's it. And you guys heard me talk about this in the past, and if you can, go pick up that book of 1,000 hours to achieve your craft, to be good at your craft. A lot of people talk about the 1,000 hours, right? You have to put in 1,000 hours, guys. And I think I came up with a number just on those right there for the 10 swings, the 2 minutes and 15 seconds, then the 4 minutes and 30 seconds. It would take you 20 years to get good at your craft. Now, that being said, what I'm talking about is they're honing their craft, right? Because they're not beginning. And that 1,000 hours is from the beginning to that 1,000 hours, right? You start from the beginning. So what I'm talking about is a lot of you guys that first start doing this hit a lot of balls. And give you a prime example, Bill Blake, 250 balls on Monday, 250 balls on Wednesday, and 250 balls on Friday. He hit till his hands bled. Guys, I was there pitching to him. I know how many balls he hit. He hit a lot. So what I would suggest to a lot of you seniors out there is hit more than 10. Try to hit as many as you can, up to a point where you don't, somebody's probably gonna reply on this already, is up to a point where you don't get too tired, where you start losing your swing. Everybody has a cutoff point, right? Everybody has a cutoff point when you're hitting. Don't go beyond that because you actually damage your swing. Your swing will get shitty. You'll start getting bad habits. So swing up, and what's going to happen is you're going to start getting that, you're going to get that longevity. You're going to be able to hit a lot more the next time, and your endurance. That's what I'm trying to say. Your endurance will actually pick up, and you'll get a lot more endurance, and you'll start hitting more, coming around, and you'll start getting better every time you play, because 10 swings, guys are not cutting it. 15 swings, guys are not cutting it. You got to pick it up a little bit if you can. I'm not talking about a lot of the guys. I'm talking about a lot of guys in the 50s and 60s and 65s and 70s. If your health permits you to do this, guys, I would recommend that you guys go ahead and do that. Because a lot of guys, are you going to fix something to eat?
Me? No, I'm taking creatine.
You're what?
I'm taking creatine, so I'll be out here in a second.
That's another thing too. Creatine. I recommend, and I did a video on this, guys. If you're watching this video, which I'm pretty sure a lot of guys are watching this video, and you're going to watch it later too, get on some kind of creatine. I will put up the creatine that my son just got through taking right now. And I suggest creatine. Creatine is good for the brain. Guys, do some research on this. I did a ton of research. I've been taking creatine for going on 42 years now. Taking creatine. It's good for your body. It's good for your brain. It doesn't dehydrate you. Okay? A lot of people talk about dehydrates. Creatine fills your muscles up. It makes you stronger. Gives you more endurance. It's good for the brain. It's really good for the brain. That's the reason that I mainly take it. Well, it makes me stronger in the gym, one, and I get stronger in the gym, and it helps me think. Takes away my brain fog. Somebody sent me a text. I'm almost done with this one right here. Somebody sent me a text, and I'm looking at my times, asking me about going up and down in weight, and they're actually talking about the Bobby Nifong bat. And they want to go down in weight, and they've got 3 different weights. I want to think the Bobby Nifong is a 4-ounce weight, 25, 26, and 27. The Nifong, the Dudley Swing Light. So if you want to go up in weight in the Dudleys, I would say, let's just see them on there. Guys, in the Bobby Nifong going up in weight, I can only tell you what California Bat Company does, and I haven't tested the Dudleys yet, but they've always been good at doing this. And I will let you guys know later. I can answer that question. But what California Bat Company, Short Porch, and Onyx does is they go up in half-ounce increments. When they go up from a 26 to 27, they go out half an ounce here and a half an ounce there when they go up. So what that does is it keeps the same balance points. And you're going up in weight, and you can handle that big end load, right? With bat speed. And I kind of want to talk about that too in a minute. And I want to get to that. We're done with this one. Heard from a reliable source. Let me do that one first. I picked this up, guys. I might run a little over. Sorry, JBI. I picked this up from the web, and I'm going to start doing this. When people put shit out there, I'm going to start grabbing their shit, and I'm not going to put your name out there, but I'm going to talk about you a little bit. from a reliable source. Now that threw a red flag to me right there. Talked to a Short Porch rep, and he said all bats from Short Porch are made the same, just barrel length, weight, and end load weights are different. Now, you guys did hear that, right? They're not made all the same. If the bats are 12-inch barrel, 13-inch barrel, 14-inch barrel, 12.5-inch barrel, then they're not the same. They swing different. They reflect the flex on the bat is different, right? So they're not all the same. And I don't think they're all the same barrels, right? So what he should have said is they're all the same barrels, it's just that different weights or different sizes of the different flex points. This is just me. And guys, I've swung a lot of bats. Let me see if I can pull them up here, because I got a lot of them. I have 3 Short Porches here, right? 3 of them. All of these bats swing different. All of these bats have different barrels. So whoever their reliable source is different, because I've swung these bats. I don't go by reliable sources. I go by what I swing, right? What you have here is a 12-inch barrel. You have a 12.5-inch barrel and you have a 13-inch barrel. If these bats are swung, because of their barrel length, they will swing different. Then you have flex points, right? Different flex points in the barrel. If one is thicker going down into the handle, it's got a different flex point in it, right? I actually think, this is just me, okay? I should get him to stand up because one's brand new. I think this one's a little softer than this one. And I think this one's a little softer than this one. So I think this one would handle the 100 mile an hour, 90 mile an hour guys. This one right here would be 80, right? 80, 85. That's what it's turned into nowadays, guys. You're gonna have to live with it. And this one is 70, 75. So all these 3 bats, I don't give a shit what the rep says. He's wrong. Because we can feel the difference, and we have tested them numerous times. After I read that, I took all of them out there again, threw them to the guys, and I actually said, tell me the difference between the one. Let me explain something to you too, guys. Like I said, this is gonna be an informational video. A ton of information. I should cut this up in like 2 different segments, right? You see this right here? You see this right here? And it's on there pretty tight. If you hit this bat, this is a wig popper, right? And listen to the sound when you hit this bat with this, or with lizard skin on it, right? Some reason you guys like to put that lizard skin all the way up to here. So what you're doing, right? If you took this off, this is like 7/10 of an ounce. So you would increase the performance of your bat if you just ran athletic tape up to the hands on where you hold it, right? So I run my athletic tape up to here. But if you don't like that, at least get this down to where you're holding it in your hands up to here. So you're taking off that much. 2 reasons why. Well, probably more than 2, right? One is the flex point. The barrel, you believe it or not, guys, you can flex this barrel if your bat speed is pretty high. You can flex this barrel, and you usually flex it above the hands in this area right here. So what happens when you have tape there, you reduce the flex of the end. So you're cutting down on your flex a little bit. And I'm not talking about a lot. I'm talking about a little bit, guys. Well, you know, we're talking about the difference between, like I said this in the video, it could be the difference between number 1 and number 3. It could be the difference between number 2 and number 5. I mean, it could be that difference between, depending on your bat speed. right? You want to take as much hand weight as you can, have that barrel perform for you, because it's more of a sledge effect. Basically what you're doing when you add weight here, you're turning your bat into a balanced bat. Another thing too, do me a favor, test this. Take this bat out, brand new, in the wrapper all the way up to here, wrap it, swing it, listen to the sound, right? Put about 30 swings on it. Take this tape off, right? Put that little amount of tape on it with regular bat tape and swing it again and listen to the sound of the barrel. And I've known this for years, guys. The barrel sounds different, sounds really good, right? Because a lot of that barrel vibration is going down, and this is absorbing it, right? So it doesn't have that crack sound in a lot of those bats. Guess a lot of you guys didn't know that, right? But yes, and it's worse with lizard skin. If you guys are running lizard skin in your bats, it's worse when you have all that lizard skin on there, especially that thick lizard skin. Bat sounds like shit when you hit it, and you're sitting there going, my bat's a piece of shit. It doesn't make that sound. Well, take the bat tape off of it, man. And then put this little bit of one row, right, of that, because lizard skin's heavy. I don't know why you guys are putting lizard skin on your bats. 10 minutes. Oh man, let me see what I'm gonna talk about next. I need to skip some shit here because I don't want to run over, and I want to get into what we are turning into. Before I get to the bats, guys, what we're turning into is not the way bat selection has been in the past, right? We're talking about handle flex. We're talking, Billy called it one day, I thought it was 5. He says it's 6 different components on how to build a bat. I heard one guy say the other day, a bat's a bat. How much can you do? Guys, there are 3 different things on a bat that I have never talked about you can do to increase the performance. There are 3 things that I can do to a bat that will increase the performance. I don't know if it would pass or I don't know if it would pass or not. And that's how come I think I'll reply. I actually said, you're wrong. What else can be done? The technology has hit its peak. No, it has not hit its peak. The technology from all these bats, right? It has turned into compression testing. I had a conversation with Ken Vandergaard a few years ago, and he bought a compression tester, and he goes, Dave, what do you think about compression testing? And I said, well, I really don't like it. I think it gives you guys a false sense of, the only thing I think it does is just, it doesn't tell you if the bat's hot or not unless I know what your bat swing is, right? Unless your bat speed is. And he said exactly, he goes, the reason that he bought it is because he knows his bat speed, right? Because he does all that. He knows what his bat speed is. So when he gets a bat, he knows that his number, when he gets a bat down to 190, that bat's for him. He's going to put it in his bag, right? And I said, exactly. I was like, you get it, Ken, you get it. You know, because of what he's been doing for so many years. That's what it's turned into, guys. We're going to have a bat speed. How do you test the bat speed? I can go into that now, but I'm getting way behind, and I've got a shit ton of bats to talk about. But it's going in a direction where a lot of these young kids, and I call them young kids, is California Bat Company, Short Porch. We have Onyx coming out. They're pushing the envelope, right? There's a new bat company now, Spartan Bat Company, that is coming out. I'll talk about that at the end here in a minute. That is coming out. Proton, they are actually, to get through this last 15 minutes. Proton is, what I like about Proton, he's not giving up. He's out there putting shit out. He wants to get better. He wants to be the guy. He's just not giving up, saying, screw it, I'm going to go do pickleball shit, right? I'm just going to go do all the pickleball. Screw this bat shit, right? And his failure at the beginning wasn't his fault, all right? The failure with the naming the bat wrong, you know, having this badass bat and them having to take it back in and then repainting it, reheating it. And when he reheated it, messed up the rosin in the bat and they started cracking him. That wasn't on him. I mean, I know everything's on the head guy, but he didn't know. He just started off his shit, you know, but he didn't know. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stop and I'm going to save the rest for next week. And I'm going to talk about bats right now. First, we'll talk about balls. Onyx, right here, Pro M. These balls are hot as shit, right? I'm actually going to take them out of my bag. But what Onyx is doing right now is Onyx is putting your logo on their stuff. You guys see that right there? This is another camera I have over here, so I got to actually cater to them too. So Onyx is putting your logo on the bats that you get from him. These are Pro M's. Get a hold of Onyx if you want to get that done. Where's it at? Guys, Maven. Guys, and I don't, you know guys, you know me. I don't promote shit unless I love it and I think it's badass shit. This is badass shit right here. It said Glove Bomb. Maven put it out. See it right there? That is good shit. I put it on all the gloves that I use. No comments though from you guys. This is another one of the Bomb Squad balls that they have out. And you can actually get their balls and get your stamp put on it. I like that because I lose a lot of balls. That goes over there. There was something else that was here that I wanted to show you before I get to the bats. Leroy, I'm gonna plug Leroy right here. I still take this to this day. Look how old that is. I still take this day. Took some before I actually got on here. And it takes the edge off, guys. I am nursing a sore back now, and it does take the edge off. Let me go through bats. A lot of you guys are talking about cracking these bats. We've only cracked 2 and 20 something that we have. A couple of guys, gamers that we have these bats on. We've only cracked 2 of them with our guys. And the guy who cracked them is a square ball hitter who is Trey. Trey cracked it. So they're holding up 500 swings. My gamer has 400 on it, and then my backup has 300 on it. Johnny Dykes are holding up. Mark Reeves has one, and John has one. I'm trying to think. This is a brand new one. This is a heavier one, I think. When Bubba gets back to hitting next week, this is the one we're going to try to let him use. And guys, they're not making these anymore. I don't know if you knew that or not. They're coming out with a new one. They're coming out with a different one. See what I mean about technology? They don't make this bat anymore. This bat is hot. It's a 13-inch barrel. I like the way this bat performs. They're not making it anymore. They're actually turning it into something else. And we'll be swinging those bats too when they come out. But they're not making this bat anymore. They're actually making something else about that bat. I don't want to talk about these yet. I want to leave those at the end. I'll throw this one there for you though. And I got contacted on this one. Axe bat. Right there. You guys see it. I should be showing you guys this shit too. You guys see the axe bat right there? That's coming out. This is a 27 ounce. It's got a 16.6 on the end, 9.7 on the hands. It feels good. You guys remember, I didn't do a axe back justice the last time I swung it, but they say this one is better. I've actually had a lot of people message me and tell me that bat is better than the previous ones that are out. I want to show you guys. That's going to be something else that I want to show you. Short porch, 2-barrel, double barrel. You know it's getting late. The deuces. This is the 2-piece bat, balance bat. The video is coming out next week on this bat. We've already finished it. Good bat. Hard barrel, not a soft barrel. It's another thing too. In this video, I'm going to tell you what's hard barrel and what's soft barrel that I think you guys are going to lean toward. And I'll tell you if they're good or not, or if you want to buy them or get them. That's nothing. That too is nothing. That's something, but it's nothing. Pilar, big 1-ounce end load. Hard barrel. A lot of the guys, and I'm trying to figure a way, a lot of you guys under 75 mile an hour, stay away from this thing. Big mass on the end. It's got a 17.8 on the end with a 7.9 on the hands, guys. A lot of the kids love this bat, and when you hit it, it goes a long way. This bat has already made my top 10. Now, where in my top 10 I'm going to put it, I have no idea because I haven't fine-tuned it yet, right? We've got a few more swings to put on it. It's lasted a long time. A lot of the big guys that are hitting them, you know, Mark Reeves got that 100 mile an hour bat speed, Bubba. And then you've got John that's up there in the 90s. Chino's up there in the 90s, and they're hitting it. Really good performance on this bat. That's an Onyx. That's that Pilar bat. God damn. See, I got a lot of those. Got a lot of those bats. That's that short porch. That's how much I like that. I like that bat. This one I'm going to save because I want to talk about them. Dang it. Johnny Dykes everywhere. We're done with this review, guys. Under 75 mile an hour. Under 75 mile an hour. This bat is going to flex for you. You guys that are, I'm going to say, you guys in that 80, 90, 100 mile an hour, don't get it. It's going to flex too much for you. You're going to miss hit a lot of balls. You know, you like they say, you'll hear in the video, slow your swing down. You shouldn't have to slow your swing down to hit a softball, is what I'm saying. And I'm telling them, no, speed it up. I want to see what, you know, if you're mishitting, you know, topping underneath it, flying out. That's what I need to know from my guys. So great barrel on it. You guys under that 75 mile an hour, it's a good bat for you because you're not going to flex that handle. You're going to get a little bit of flex. And when you guys under that 75 mile an hour, get that little bit of flex, you're going to find out that you're going to get a little bit better performance off that barrel because it's going to whip a little bit better for you. So that's not for the guys that have that higher bat speed. We are working on ASA bats too. This is the Backlash from Suncoast. We just started hitting it. I like the way this bat feels. It's a 27 ounce, 16.7 on the end and 10.2 on the hands. Suncoast has started loading their hands heavy. Some reason, I don't know. This one is, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a 13-inch, I think. This is the California Bat Company. We just started hitting this bat, guys. 26 ounce. It's got a 16.9. I love those numbers. 16.9 with an 8.7 on the hands. We just started hitting it. A little bit softer barrel on this, but we want to wait till we actually hit it about a couple of 300 times to actually see if that barrel going to soften up a little bit more. This is a 26 ounce bat. I like the way this bat feels and I like the way it swings. It's got a fluid swing to it. I don't know enough about it because you just started swinging it to let you guys know anything about it. Professional. This bat, one piece, looks like a two piece, it's not. It's a one piece, and I don't know the barrel size on it, no, 34, 20, it's a 26 ounce bat. The size is this. It's got a 16.988 on the hands, guys. This bat, love it. Love the way it performs. It's got a tough barrel on it too. Their barrels are not soft. California Bat Company, except for that other one, usually has a little bit tougher barrel for them young kids. We have not got that barrel. Guys can watch behind the scenes. You'll see us swinging this bat. We like that bat the way it performs. I'm almost done. This is enough said. Balanced bat. His name's on it. Nick Price. Yeah. Nick Price, two piece, badass bat. Hard barrel again, but it's a badass bat. Two piece, 12-inch barrel. You'll see us swinging that too. Good bat. A lot of good bats coming out, guys. Icebreaker. I think this California Bat Company, if I'm not correct. It is California Bat Company, Icebreaker. Again, guys, we've got less than 100 swings on this bat. We'll have to let you know. What it feels like. I think we probably got 20 swings on this bat, and that's it. What I like about what California Bat Company is doing, you guys are going to see this, and this is a plus. Look at that end cap. It's almost flush. That's a good thing when they do that, right? This one actually has a thin handle on it too. So I'll let you guys know about this bat later on. We've got so much stuff that we're working on that. And here's another thing too. Little Mexican, Leroy. The reason we're taking so long with this bat, because I don't know where I'm going to put it. It's in my top 5. It's a good bat. And the reason is because I had one. We almost got it broke in, and Chino took it and wouldn't bring it back. So I had to get another one. If you guys, Joseph remembers that, I actually asked for another one, 26 ounce. Then we started breaking it in, and then finally got to where the other day we had some video on it, and it's going to come out. And I already know pretty much where I'm going to put it. We need to hit it one more time, and then I'll tell you exactly where I'm going to put it. It made my top 5, though. Hard barrel bat. Guys, thin handle. Swings heavy. 3/4 ounce end load. It swings like. And I'm going to run over, but I don't give a shit. Talk about that last. Next. For the first time in a long time. Here they are. Party time. All right. I hear that they're both 12-inch barrels, and I hear that one's at 12 and one's at 13. I don't know who the hell to believe. Both of them are end loads. Okay. You have one that's loaded different than the other one. You have the Party Time that has a little bit less handle weight than the Bobby Nifong. Bobby Nifong has an 8.9 on the hands, 8.2 on the Party Time. That's going to change your performance. That much weight is going to change your performance. Doesn't matter. Both bats are hot as shit. Okay? These bats are better than the Lift. I'm not going as far as saying as the 2.0s or the OGs, because those are, like I said before, guys, those are bats that, those end-loaded bats are bats that there's no matching to them. You can't match those bats, right? Heard somebody say the other day, they're as good as the 2.0. No, they're not as good as the 2.0, but they're close. These bats stay in the air longer, ball stays in the air longer. They got tremendous performance on it, guys. What they did here was they sent me bats, a little light for me. So I really can't get an honest review. What I am getting off these bats that I really do like, that I haven't got off a bat in a long time, is this. This is the knife on, right? It's got a 16.4 end load. And then you have a 16.5 on the end. Now guys, if you're the minions, you know that I like that 17-ounce end load, right? So my thought is thinking, if I'm getting the performance off of a 16.5 end load, well, that tells me one thing. That barrel is high performance barrel, right? So what if I went up an ounce? Would I get a 17? And hopefully they keep those hand numbers in the low 9s. Just think of the performance I would get if I went up in weight. So now I'm trying to go up in weight to finish the review on this bat, because I'm getting that performance on a 16.5 end load. The barrel's hard right now. So a lot of you older guys are excited going, oh, but hold on now. Let me finish the review, because right now the barrels are a little hard on these bats. They're not softening up like I hope they would have. Because remember, the 2.0s and the OGs all softened up. That's why you see a lot of those old bats in a lot of these older guys' hands, because their bat speed isn't up there, right? So what you do is, what I'm trying to do is, because it is a harder barrel, I want this barrel to work better for me, because my bat speed's not up there. So I want more mass here. So I'm going to go up in weight. I'm going to go from this is a 25.5, I'm going to go up to a 26.5, and I'm going to go up to a 27 on the knife on, and then I'll just let you guys know about that. Next, miking. I don't know how to start this one. Miking went somewhere else to do their shit. This is the Johnny Bailey. This is the Mike Masenko. You guys can see that, I hope. And I think I'm gonna have to, okay, there they are. These are the Mikins. Johnny Bailey, Mike Masenko, and you have the Mike Dale. Gamers, they're all gamers, right? These bats are not like the bats. You guys remember, the video I busted Mikin's ass for this? About, your bat's 33 3/4 inches long. You guys remember that video? Well, guess what they did? Holy shit. They're 34 inches long now. Mikin made their bats longer for the first time in years. You know how I check them, right? I slide them up underneath here, and I showed you guys that video, the guys that really look at my shit. I showed you guys that video, right? They're not moving. They're 34 inches long now. And they just didn't get the barrel where they lengthened the barrel to make it cheat. They didn't cheat, no. These bats are different, guys. This is an old Masenko bat. All right? Why am I putting it up against Johnny Bailey? Did I say Johnny Dykes a while ago? I meant Johnny Bailey. Sorry. This is... Okay, I want to show you guys something. And I was doing good up to that point, right? You have the same bat. Look at that. They're different. One's longer than the other one, right? You have the Masenko a little shorter. Plus, right? Another thing too is you have a little rubber garment in this one, right? And you guys remember that video that I put out where I said, Mikin, you will never, about absorbing energy, right? You want something that when you hit on the barrel, I said this in a video a few months ago, you have something that when it hits off the barrel, you don't need anything to absorb any energy here. I said that in the video, right? like a tuning fork. It's not like the old Micans. This is something totally different, guys. This is not like the old Micans. And I cannot wait to hit them because they don't sound, they don't have that. You hear that? You get no vibration out of the old ones. You get vibration out of that like a tuning fork, right? You don't need anything that absorbs energy in that connection. Mican is made of bat that does not absorb that energy in that connection. That's a good thing. Plus they made their bats longer, which is another good thing. This is the mic deal. This is his bat. You got 16 on the end. This is a 27 ounce and you got 10-4, right? Balanced bat right here. I cannot wait because the barrel is soft. A lot of you guys that are under that 75 mile an hour bat speed on those bats, just wait for that video to come out and it will be out. We're going to hit them next week, actually. I'm so excited about hitting them because they changed everything. They changed everything and it actually looks like they went through a different factory because those don't look like the same machine. They made them off the same machine that they did. Okay, having my ass handed to me on this one, right? I did the review on this. Let me see if I can get this up. I did the review on this. Stay tuned. I want to get to 27. I want to do a review on this. I did a review on this and I compared it to the OG Black Dudley. All right. And then people start going on with a Black OG is a 13-inch barrel and that one's a 12-inch barrel and there's no way. And people were calling me a clown. Mark was calling me a clown and all this other shit. And I was like, okay, for one, listen, I actually said it was a little better than the black one. And they're saying, but Dave, this one is end-loaded. I don't give a shit what they tell you it is, right? I measure it. I put it up on a scale. And I've done this from the beginning, guys. I've been calling get bat companies out from the beginning on how they load their bats, right? And just because they put a load on it and they tell you what it is, don't believe what they say it is because bat companies will lie their ass off to you. Believe it or not, so will reps, okay? And I'm not saying all of them. These are not absolutes. I'm saying there's some of them out there that will tell you just to sell you shit. So I had a guy message me the other day. Dave, I looked on their website and it says it's got a 3/4 ounce end load. Guys, this is a 26.5. You have a 16.3 on the end. Now, does that look like a 3/4 ounce end load to you? And then down here, you've got a 9.8. 9.8 on the hands. Is that more like a bounce bat to you, or is that more like a 3/4 ounce end load? Then to 27, like if you guys go, shit, I swing a 27. I'm going to go up and wait, right? 27, 16.6 on the end. 10.3 on the hands. 10.3 on the hands. And you're calling that a 1/4 ounce end load, a 3/4 ounce end load? This, I would actually could do this. I'm going to call the 26.5 a 1/4 ounce end load. I'm going to call the 27.5 a balance bat. Okay. That being said, they weighed them wrong. Well, they didn't weigh them wrong. I actually think they did it on purpose. So, but what I'm saying is here, I'm trying to read people what they're talking about. Remember this bat back in the day? Look at the number. Now this is this a 3/4 ounce load? Is this a 3/4 ounce? No, it's not, right? This is a 1/2 ounce Cenlo. You've got, here it is up here. This is how old this bat is. 16.9 on the end, 8.7 on the hands. They're calling this a 1/2 ounce Cenlo. So why did Suncoast go down in their weights on their ends and go up in their weights on their hands? I don't know. I'm just calling it. You ask them. I really don't give a shit. Right? I'm just telling you what they are. And then in telling you what they are, I get this big feedback from people going, oh, you're wrong, or what a clown, and all that. And I really don't give a shit what you call me. I really don't. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. You guys remember the black OGs? I pulled the numbers up. The black OGs. Same numbers as this bat. I actually think it's the same carbon. And I said that in the video when I put this video out. I think this has the same carbon as the black OG from the beginning. Okay? I said they swing the same. I swung them both. When the old black OGs came out, I swung it. I loved it. It just didn't get that distance that an end load should get. It got the same distance as this bat did. I had total control over that bat, right? Hit it anywhere, just like you guys seen the video, just like I hit this bat. Total control over that bat. And I actually said in the video, I thought it was a little bit better than that bat. And the only reason I did that was the numbers are the same, but this is a 12-inch. 12-inch will always outperform a 13-inch if they're comparable to the carbon and the flex. And these bats were. That's how come I said, I didn't trash the bat. I love this bat. Like I said in the video, you guys watch the video, go back and look. I actually said in the video, if I was out of home runs, best batting average wins it. I am picking up this bat. And I'm swinging this bat because I can do anything I want to it up to 300 feet. That's it, guys. I've talked too much. An hour and 20 minutes. Holy shit. I'm not even done with everything. Sorry, JBI. But guys, I want to do this every Friday night. If I'm not out of town, even if I am out of town, I want to do it when I am out of town traveling. Guys, let me know what you think. Comments down below, and be safe, guys. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I got a couple more here that I want you to take a look at. And if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button right down here below. And I also have a membership channel. It's that little join button that you have right down here. Click on it, and it actually has a small video in there that explains everything in the membership. Plus, it actually helps support what we do. Thanks, guys.